Hey, what's going on, guys? How are we doing today? Today's video, I'm going to go over the upcoming 3v3 season for some different teams you might want to consider for your offenses and defenses. So without further ado, let's go and talk about it. So this is really more tailored towards somebody like me who has a bit more GLs and a bit higher division. This is a Division 2 GAC kind of a setup for me. I know the changes to the GAC with the more teams is going to throw things off a little bit. So we're going to definitely be keeping a lot more for offenses in this GAC season for threes, especially considering the fact that we have a new GL. So let's go over the offenses here first. I forget if it's around 14 or 15 for Division 2. So I'm going to play it around 14 or so, 14 or 15. Again, you can see a lot of GLs right off the bat. We have almost all GLs saved for offense besides one, and we'll go over that one in the defenses. So for offenses, we're going to keep a Kylo, we're going to keep a Ray, we're going to keep a Master Luke. So with the addition of Kenobi, the Master Kenobi that is, you can still beat him, but we want to be able to save this guy right here, Master Luke, because he is going to be able to kill those Master Kenobis, even with Commander Ahsoka. And that's a pretty huge thing. Kenobi's viability with defenses kind of plummets almost a little bit without him being in 5v5. So in 3s, he's going to be a bit easier to kill, but we still want to maintain high banners and an easy win. So I know it has Cam here. We're probably not going to be using Cam. This is just like what I used in the past to kill other teams. But we're going to probably be using here Mash Luke with a Revan and maybe a Gas or a JKL, a Jedi Knight Luke. So that's one team here. Probably the biggest counter to a Kenobi if you see one on defense, right? This Ray team is more for mirror matches, but it can be used for really anything. Kylo's is used for more Master Lukes. You see a lot more Master Lukes on defense in 3s because he's a bit stronger in 3s on the defense side of things. And then we got over here, we got some more non-GL teams for offense. So this is a great one to kill Darth Evans, which is yet again another very common team in GAC or 3v3. You want to have a Thrawn, a Vader, and a Preton. It could be an L3, it could be a Shore, it could be any Preton in the game. And then we're going to be using a Jedi Knight Luke lead because we will probably be saving him if we don't use him here with the Master Luke for a whole different team composition for the offenses, which guess what? Gives you high banners in 3s. You could solo some First Order, you could solo some other bounty hunters. It is just such a great easy win and high banners as well, which we want to see in 3s. Next up here are some bounty hunters. These are guys that kill Grievuses, kill maybe some Night Sisters, something like that, maybe some Padmes even. It's a very, very strong team. I love it versus the Grievuses though. For me at least, I love using them versus the Grievous. And then we got some Traya and the Triumvirate. So these guys great for Padme killers, great for some easy full banner wins, maybe some GL counters. A lot of different uses here with the guys, or you can toss them in with some more Sith Eternal as well. Next up here, we got some Padme, and if we want to, now that we don't have GK for another defensive team, we're gonna actually put him back here for the offenses now. This is one thing I kind of forgot to add in, but he's now back for the offenses, which is a great team. If you have it modded properly, you can maybe get away with killing some Darth Evans, but for the most part, we're going to be just using these guys, not remodding too much, and killing some very, very strong teams. Easy wins here with Padme. The only downside with Padme is that you do not get high banners because of no protection regain, but still a great team for offenses. And honestly, in all these teams I'm mentioning here really fast is easy win teams, most of which are going to give you high banners. That's why we save GLs, right? But there's going to be a few teams like a Padme that does not give you high banners, but still gives you the win. Next up here, we're going to be talking about Shaak Ti. So Shaak Ti in this team right here could be one that we might want to save for a defense, but with how everything is set up right now, we're going to be using this team for offense. So this is more for killing those teams with very high evasion, because with Echo Zeta, he does more damage if they are evading. But beware, do not use this team versus those Marauder teams with the Maul. Darth Maul and the Marauder, they are very, very annoying in 3s, so make sure that you do not use this team versus that Maul. And while I'm actually there on that topic, for defenses, Maul is such a great annoying team, and actually what I'm going to do here on video is give him his Zeta because he is so annoying. I'm not even kidding. This guy in 3s is such a game changer for his Zeta, guys. No joke, okay? Back to the offenses. I'm sorry, I had to do that. I almost forgot. Back to offenses. We're going to go over this Han and Chewie team with, it could be really any leadership you want. I like Rolo for some more of those counters to like the Resistance bros. But honestly, a Boba Fett team with his leadership with the guys Very, very powerful. Some big, big numbers for the damage. So it kind of depends on what you want to use, but I love Han and Chewie for offense. Very high banners, very easy wins like we like to see. Next up is the Troopers. Same thing. Easy wins, high banners. What else can you say? Next up here is some more Jedi. So we're going to be... It's very hard to say where you want to use these guys because it depends on where and what you have, rather, and what the guy sets on you for the defenses, but we will still be able to have another Jedi Knight Revan lead to use with some more Jedi with hopefully Grandmaster Yoda or hopefully maybe even a gas. So great team there. And then if we don't use gas there, or even with the or rather even with Master Luke, or even with the Jedi Knight Luke, we can still use a gas to solo stuff in 3v3 or toss in one of those unused 5.0 first and get an easier win there with a 2v3. And then last but not least is, again, another GL, which is the Emperor, which is great for killing Greys, great for killing maybe even some of those new Master Kenobi teams, and also easy to kill some of those Master Lukes. He is an anti-Jedi counter. He is so good. So definitely want to save him for 3v3 offenses. That's offenses. Now on to defenses. Not much has changed here, guys. I feel like not much in my last, I don't know, maybe 2 seasons of 3v3 has not changed much, but we're going to add in the addition to these guys with Master Kenobi in my whole list. So let's go over this. Darth Revan, number 1. I think he is one of the best front wall defenses in the game for 3v3. He pulls some good counters, especially if you have him modded properly. Next up here is Master Kenobi. Again, this is with all 5 GLs right now in the game, so I understand if you don't have all these 5, but I think he is going to be a very annoying defense, even though he might be an easy counter. I think this is more of a backwall team, getting some more baiting going with maybe some Darth Revans, some Resistance Bros, some COS, and some Newt. And then behind that really strong wall of non-GLs, you have a GL Kenobi. And I think that's a very strong team here because, yeah, we don't have a GK to absorb a taunt, but you have more assists here, which fuels her Sheen to reduce her cooldowns even more so and get even more of those big hits off potentially. So I think this is a good team. This is like one of my favorite teams for defense. I'm really hoping this gets some nice holds. So love that team again. The Bros, very strong. Doing some remodding here on the Finn does you wonders. And then over here for CLS, great stuff here as well. Remodding the CLS and the Chupio to be more tenacious and some more speed. Great stuff there. I love it. They get some good holds. And then some Newt Gunray, B1 and GBA, great team as well. Newt can really be interchanged with really anybody, but I feel like this is one of the strongest, most consistent holds or knocking off of banners I have seen ever in 3v3. So very, very same stuff here. Again, I see a T3 here, but you don't have to use T3. You can even use a B2. You can use that B1, or you can toss in a different separatist. Or since now, Watt can be a bit more used differently, you can even toss in a Watt there as that third. That's probably maybe the better option there. If you wanted to go ahead and use the armor with the Emperor and not use Watt there with the Emperor, you can then go ahead and use the Watt here with the Grievous, which still can pull some good stuff. And then we're going to talk about some first order since we saved a Kylo solo for offense. So we're talking about a double Kylo team here, crew with OG Kylo and the Red Trooper. Great stuff here, more assisting, a bit more damage, a lot more AoEs and TM gain. And then the next up here is just a bit more annoying of a team. I would say both Old Ben and the Darth Maul, very, very similar in terms of how annoying they are. So they are just going to be a lot of evasion. This Old Ben team, you have a bit more TM gain. I guess same thing with Maul, but this one, there's just a bit more damage. You have a tank here. And then the Maul team, you have more stealth, and you have more damage as well. So pretty much almost identical in certain ways, but I feel like the Maul is just a bit more consistent with the holds, in my opinion. And then, of course, we have up top here Mon Mothma. I know I don't have the other Rebel fighters that are the better ones, but seriously though, guys, K2 and Cassian are some great second and third options for this team. Even having the Scout here with a Cara Dune, very strong as well. So some options out there for you guys if you guys want to use them. And then coming down here, we're going to be using some more of that 5.0 first. So Rex, 5s, and Barris. A lot of TM gain, a lot more heals. Very, very annoying. Pretty simple. Next up here is some more resistance. Since we were going to be saving JTR for offense, we're going to be using Poe and the Vets here for defense. A good knocking off banners, some more AoEs here in 3v3. Always what you want to see. And then the last couple teams here, we're going to be using Poggle with Django and B2. So in 3v3, you usually want to be using Bosk. This is for offense, Bosk, Mandalorian, and Grief. That's your main 3 for offenses. Very rarely do you ever want to use Jango Fett. So Jango Fett, if you're not going to be using him for offenses, well then slot him on defense. You can even slot him in under a Dooku lead, which is a very strong team as well. But I love this team here because of Poggle's Cleanse. I think a Cleanse is a very, very strong thing in 3s, and it allows for more big hits going off before maybe you lose a battle or maybe even get a hold. So very good stuff here. And the next couple here, last ones to round it up, we got some Night Sisters. Probably, in my opinion, the strongest defensive team for the Night Sisters. I know the Troopers could probably eat this thing alive, but I just have gotten the most consistent holds or low banner wins with this team for defense. And then a new team here, if you guys need some more teams, this is probably overkill, but first order with some Phasma, Officer, and Wampa. Phasma with Wampa just is a nice combo here. It even gets some holds in 5v5. So it is just one of those fun little teams you can slot in as a back wall or maybe even a front wall team if you wanted to. So there you guys go. And I think I forgot to add in JTR here for our offenses. So that's also another new offense that I forgot to add in, even though I know I had it. So for this one, we'll be using BB-8 and also R2. So there you guys go. All these teams for 3v3 in the next upcoming season of Grand Arena. A lot of GL saving for these new changes for the non-GL counters, and also just wanting to get high, easy wins for banners, guys. So there we go. I'm not sure how much that is, but I'm fairly sure that is more than 30 teams for offense and defense for most of you guys out there for each certain division. I know this is more for those Division 3, maybe even 4, 3, and up, 2 and 1 as well. But I could always go back and maybe do some more videos with those lower divisions if you guys want to. I can bring on a guest and help me out there. But that's probably about it, guys, for today's video. If you guys agree, maybe you guys have a different set of teams you want to use, maybe some new fun variations of teams, let me know. I would love to hear them, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy this new season of 3v3 and it goes well for you guys. Kick some butt out there. And until next time, I will see you later. Peace out and have a good one. See you guys.